Hello, and welcome to the NetSuite solution for agencies. My name is Katie Perella, and I'm a solution consultant here at NetSuite. Today, we'll be talking about sourcing. We'll talk about how NetSuite is truly an industry solution, followed by common challenges that we've seen in this space, particularly related to sourcing. We'll briefly look at our leading practices with a demonstration and wrap up with how we can impact your business. NetSuite truly is built for agencies. When partnering with NetSuite, you will benefit from our years of experience and dedicated agency experts. We truly understand the challenges facing agencies today, specifically in regards to sourcing. When coming to NetSuite, many agencies don't have an approval workflow with controls or an audit trail. They often lack visibility into their purchase orders, vendor bills, and bills that need to be paid, and they're unable to tie those transactions together. And they're faced with manual processes to do their amortization and allocation schedules. By understanding these challenges, NetSuite has put together a set of leading practices to help your agency with their sourcing. Your employees will be able to enter purchase orders for any items that you'll need for your agency or for your projects. Once a purchase order is entered, it will be routed for approval. By leveraging the native approval routing, you'll be able to ensure that purchases stay within budget and are reviewed. Once a purchase order is approved, it will automatically be emailed to vendors to eliminate any manual processes. You'll be able to leverage our aging reports and our other flexible reporting to forecast future payments. All of our transactions, including your purchase orders, vendor bills, and bill payments, will live together, tied together on your project dashboard, so you'll be able to consistently track your spend against your budget. Finally, you'll be able to utilize schedules to automate the reporting and posting of prepaid, amortization, depreciation, and allocations among segments and among entities. Here's an example of a purchase order in NetSuite. This purchase order is going to our vendor, Amazing Creative. We can see that the purchase order is pending approval, leveraging our built-in workflows. This purchase order is for some freelance photography. Our resource manager let us know that we'll need about 10 hours of photography, so I was able to indicate that quantity right on the purchase order. I even was able to leave a memo for our vendor, letting them know that we need a freelance photographer for an on-site photo shoot. Let's take a look at the application. I'm logged in as a sourcing and AP resource at our agency. Since NetSuite is a role-based system, we have a role dedicated to the person on your team responsible for accounts payable and for sourcing outside resources, items, or media for your agency and your agency's projects. This could be someone's only role, or if your agency is still pretty small, one person could have this role among others. As soon as I log into my role, I have everything I need on my dashboard to help me manage my accounts payable, my vendors, and my sourcing. Right away, I can see the key reports that I use on a day-to-day basis: my AP aging, my AP register, open bills, and my vendor list. I can quickly see my key performance indicators all in real time, tracking my payables, average days to pay, and my open purchase orders. I can even track a snapshot of my top 5 items I purchases and change the view. Right now, I'm keeping track of my vendors by outstanding balance. I also can keep track of my WIP aging. I can see my WIP aging in under 30 days and over 30 days. We'll talk more about WIP in another video. I can see a quick snapshot of my AP aging to quickly forecast any payments I have. But if I want to, I could drill right in to my AP aging dashboard tile and go right to my report. Here I am in my AP aging summary. I can view this as a detail, or I can toggle between my aging options. Right now, I want to drill even further past our report and into our specific vendor. So I'll just go in and look at Amazing Creative. At our agency, we have special relationships with our vendors, especially the vendors that we use over and over. Before we came to NetSuite, it was very hard for me to manage everything related to our vendors. Now I can see all of our contact information. I can even see that this specific vendor likes to be emailed any transactions and purchase orders. I can set all of this as a default. I can see any activities like this note for me to call a brand manager, and I can keep all of my contacts at the vendor right here for me. By going to our Vendor 360, I can see any open purchase orders, bills and credits, even my top purchase items. If I want to look at my purchase history, I can see a full list of every PO I've ever sent to this vendor, along with the status. Has it been fully billed? Have we not received the freelance work yet or the item? Or is it pending supervisor approval? I can drill right in. Let's take a look at this purchase order that's pending supervisor approval. And here's that purchase order that we just saw. We can immediately see the approval status right here. As soon as I entered this PO, it went right up to my supervisor to make sure that it's within budget and it's the right item for the project. I indicated exactly what item I need. This was a freelance photographer. My resource manager let us know exactly what project we needed. He told me we needed it for our jewelry shop spring 2018 social media project, so I indicated that right on my purchase order, again, linking all of my records and transactions together. I indicated a description, a quantity, and a rate. As soon as I entered my item and my vendor, NetSuite immediately pulls up the rate automatically, allowing me to store any special rates I have with my vendor. Amazing Creative gives us a freelance photographer for $150. I also left a memo for our vendor so that they know that we're looking for a freelance photographer for an on-site photo shoot. Not only do we have workflows built into the purchase order, but we have a complete audit trail, so I can see every edit that's been made to the purchase order and who the next approver is. This helps you maintain compliance as your agency grows or changes. Once my supervisor approves this purchase order, I'll be able to bill it right from the purchase order, connecting all of my transactions. I'm also always able to enter a new transaction right from my quick action toolbar. Here, I'm able to quickly add a purchase order or a new bill. I use this quick action toolbar sometimes to enter vendor bills for things that didn't require a purchase order, like our rent expense, for example. One of our major challenges was linking our purchase orders to their corresponding bills and then tracking all of those transactions back to our project. In NetSuite, because everything lives together, we can go right into our project and see that this purchase order lives right there. This gives full visibility to our entire team. If I go to my related transactions, we'll be able to see my purchase orders all right there. This means that my resource manager and my project manager can see that the PO is sent out and that we're getting a freelancer quickly for this job. Sometimes we like our resources to be able to track time against the project and be staffed to tasks, just like our in-house resources. Here under our resources tab, we can see our freelance photographer, and our resource manager and our project manager will be able to staff her onto the project. Our project manager is then able to see all of our purchase orders, vendor bills, and even our invoices and other related transactions when they run their project budget burn reports. This way, our project manager always has a full picture of the health of our project and can always tell if we're tracking the budget. Let's head back to my dashboard. Back on our dashboard, I can see my reminders for the day. I can tell right away that I have some purchase orders to bill, bills to pay, some vendor credits to apply, a task to complete. Maybe that's a new PO to send out for another freelancer for a project. And I have some vendor bills overdue. Before I head out for the day, I'll make sure to hit all of these tasks, making sure that no bills are late. We just took a quick tour of our solution in NetSuite. We looked at a purchase order, dove from a report all the way to a vendor where we could see a 360-degree view of all of our reports and transactions, and then looked at all of our transactions living right on our project record. We saw an approval workflow with controls and an audit trail. We saw full visibility and dashboard metrics and reminders to make sure that we always make timely payments. And we discussed the ability to automate schedules and journal entries for all of your amortization and allocation schedules. Thank you for tuning in today, and we hope to talk to you soon.